I think like most people, I started smoking as a way of infiltrating a social group when I was younger. I was 15 and all the cool kids at high school kind of shared cigarettes in an alley after school, and I really just wanted to be their friend, and having a cigarette was the only way I could see of, reaching out to them and connecting with people as a relatively awkward teenager. And smoking's kind of maintained that power in my life ever since growing up. It's been a way of meeting people at bars, socializing when you feel a little bit uncomfortable, and it becomes ingrained in your psyche. It's your crutch when you're feeling socially awkward, when you're feeling stressed, when you're feeling anxious, and it builds its power, and it holds that power, and it's a very confronting thing to try and let go of once it's so part of the way you work, I guess. And I've tried to quit a couple times. I think my most successful attempt lasted 2 weeks, and I found myself trying to substitute cigarettes with all sorts of things, food and alcohol and exercise, which is probably a good thing. But cigarettes were so around me. All my friends smoke, and living in the city, there are 5 shops within a 5-minute walk that sell cigarettes 24 hours a day. So at night, when you're feeling a bit weak and your will's kind of not at its strongest, the knowledge that you can buy a cigarette so easily if you want to was kind of always in the back of my head, and it did make it harder. It's kind of like, pouring a glass of vodka for an alcoholic and just leaving it at the side of the table. It's there, and if you slip up, you can just grab it and have a drink, and it's kind of like that niggling thing. They're everywhere, and no one's going to stop you buying them except for yourself. It doesn't really surprise me that there are 5 times more places to buy cigarettes than prescription medication. I think society has a tendency to cater more so to addiction and, substance than, help and what people actually need. And that's part of the reason that it is so hard to quit, is how readily available cigarettes are, how readily available alcohol is. It's at your doorstep, 24 hours a day if you want it. And when trying to quit at your weakest moments, knowing that if you walk 2 minutes down the street, you can buy a packet of cigarettes, it does make it harder. And that's no excuse. It's a tough thing to commit to, but having cigarettes less available make it an easier thing to commit to, I believe.